Hey, welcome to Stuck Academy. My name is Brett and I am the founder of Stuck Designs. This is the Fly Girl program, and FLY stands for First Love Yourself. In this program, you will learn how to draw a face. Each course is very detailed, and we start with the eyes, the nose, the mouth, and then we get into the entire structure of the face. But by the end of this course, you will learn how to draw your own Stuck Girl. Look at this. I like her. Let's dive in. Okay, so first you're going to need some kind of reference photo, or like I'm using my iPad and using it as a reference photo. Then of course a pencil, I like mechanical, and an eraser. I also like retractable because it, can be reused. And I love kneaded erasers because they erase very clean and smoothly. And then this is a blending tool, if that's your jam. And then, of course, a ruler will help you draw everything straight in perspective and on the right axis. All right, let's go. Okay, so first we're going to start with our ruler, and we are going to make two access lines across the paper, one horizontal and one vertical. And these lines are going to be, super light lines. And to make sure of that, you want to maybe dab your eraser or your kneaded eraser on the line if you go a bit too dark. So vertical and horizontal line, that was my vertical. The lines aren't exactly straight on mine because I always, twist and turn my paper as drawing. But yeah, yours should be straight where you are. And so now we're going to test the line of our reference photo to our drawing. And that means just like loosely tracing over the shape of the line back and forth from your drawing to the reference photo. So I'm doing an oval shape above the access line and an oval shape below the access line. And the oval shape below the access line actually has two oval shaped lines coming out of it, because that is where the eyelashes, the bottom eyelashes, come out of. So then I am now just like kind of just testing the lines back and forth, but I really want to get that shape, correctly that lies under the eye. So it's like two oval lined shapes very close together. The space that's in between them is like less than a half an inch. It's really small, and it's just this space that our eyelashes literally grow out of, which is pretty cool. And then, we're going to make this top circle of the oval and start testing the line of the eyelid. And everyone's eyelid is very different. Each person has a very unique shape. So we're going to test the line and see how this eyelid shape moves and flows. And for all of your lines, like never should you, just like do one kind of like weight pressing your pencil. These should be like breathing lines. That means they're light and airy. You push and pull, breathing in and out, even with circles like this tear duct here. And so we're going to draw the tear duct, and that's a circle. And then we're going to go for the pupil, and that should be right in the center of your access points, like where they meet. The pupil should be right in between. And that's a circle, and then the eyeball is a circle outside of the pupil. And you're just gonna like test the line and just really just with your hand move in a circular motion until you get it right. And it's trial and error again. Don't be afraid to erase and start over. And yeah, so this right here that I'm drawing now is this highlight flicker of light that comes in on the drawing. And that is another, shape of a circle. So only the half of it shows though because of the eyelid. And now I'm going in and I'm going a little bit darker on the bottom lid. And so if I, look, see here, if you go closer, you can see that little space in between the eyeball and then the external skin where the eyelashes grow out of. So that's what I am drawing in now. And yeah, I love using iPads because you can zoom in as opposed to regular reference photos. But yeah, so we're going to draw this light line underneath and create space for the bottom eyelashes to sit and grow out of. And again, you do just want to give yourself grace. And you know what? It's okay if, you make mistakes. It's trial and error. You can erase as many times as you need to. That's why we draw lightly and we, draw with a light and airy, free flowing motion. So, you're going to kind of like erase lines and draw them in again. And really, you're just going to go back and forth from your reference photo to your drawing so it can be as similar as possible. And you don't really have to do it. I mean, it depends what you want. Like, if you want it exactly to look like the reference photo, then you're going to have to do more testing of the lines to make it look just like it. And again, it's also a talent because you could just have an eye also for, getting close to reality as possible. So now I'm going in and I'm just darkening my lines. I'm going a little bit darker over the very loose, light, and airy lines that I drew before. I'm going darker in the pupil because the pupil is one of the darkest spots of the eye. And then we're going to also test the line below the entire eye. And this is kind of like the bottom of the eye because the eyeball it sits in this space. So we have to make room for it. And the center point of the drawing, the pupil, I'm going in darker and just making sure it's perfected. And it's really, imperfect perfection. So then I go in and I start to darken the pupil. I just start with some light and loose, airy lines. And then, I go darker as I proceed. But so now we're going to draw this darker line of the eyeball. And the entire eyeball, it's obviously a circle, but you can only externally see a bit of the circle because, the whole of the eyeball is underneath the skin, underneath the layer. It's unseen. And I love that because, life reflects a lot of life is what is the unseen, and life is so much about the unseen, and that is such a huge part of drawing. So that's what I did. I erased the top part of the eyeball because it is unseen to the external eye. And now I'm going in and I'm doing some of the details around the tear duct and making it look a bit more realistic. And with each little detail, I'm really just going in and perfecting lines, making sure that the shapes are flowing correctly and look correctly to my eye. And then, trying them again if they're not. So now I'm going over the eyelid, and the eyeball sits underneath the eyelid. So we want to make sure that the lines on top of it are a little bit curved. They're curved because the eyeball is sitting under it. So I'm really just testing the lines and making sure I get that curve. And I'm just doing real light, loose, and airy, sketchy lines here. And if they don't look right or if they're going a bit, too far, then I'm using my eraser to lightly remove. But yeah, we're going to just keep sketching around the eye, and I'm darkening the space below the eyeball where the eyelashes, come out of. And I really should look up what the technical name of this space is because that's what I've been calling it, but I'm sure it has some kind of technical name. Please comment if you know it. Um, but yeah, so we're gonna go in and really just perfect these lines and, test the line out, loosely trace over the reference photo and do it again and again until it feels right to you, until it looks right to you. Drawing is so much about movement and about motion, and you just have to keep trying, to get it right. And there you have it, a Finish Advanced Eye. And if you would like to go a little bit further on this and shade this eye in and make it look a bit more realistic, then yeah, you should check out our next lesson on shading because it gets deeper. And I love shading. I think it's so fun, and I hope you enjoy it too. We would super appreciate it if you guys would like, comment, and subscribe. And please, if you feel so called to, text to donate, or you can donate online at stuckdesigns.org/give. And feel free to follow us at Stuck Designs on all social media platforms. Have a great morning, afternoon, or night, depending on where in the world you are. We love you so much. Thank you for watching.